And that, I'm glad you said that, because that's another thing we talk about. He's like, okay, we need to have at least this amount for the house, for any repairs, for like, if we want to, like, even for furnishing. He's like, we need to have an amount for furnishing. We have to have an emergency amount. We have to have an emergency, like emergency surgery or emergency medical situation amount. Like, everything is very, I guess, strategically planned. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. I am a planner, but to me, this is like a grander scale of planning.
It is.
Yeah.
Home warranties are a joke. Just throwing that out there.
Really? So no home warranty?
Let me tell you, they're good for certain things.
Okay.
But let me tell you, my AC unit broke in July, and it was hot down here. I called the home warranty people. They came out, and the guy said, first of all, he almost got shot because he just walked in my door. He didn't knock. He was walking in my door. And I'm like, who the hell is walking in my door? But so he comes down. He's like, oh, it looks good. It looks brand new. I'm like, bro, I've been in this house since 2012, and it's been there already. So he's telling me, oh, yeah, we got to go back to the home warranty people. This was on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. No, it was on a Thursday. And he said, it's a Friday, so it probably won't get processed till next week. And it'll probably be 2 or 3 weeks. And mind you, it's 90 degrees. And, heat rises, and I have a split level house. And it was every bit of 80, 90 degrees upstairs. So I had to call someone and drop 2 G's to get my AC fixed. And that guy with the home warranty company, he just called me back 2 weeks ago.
It's summer's over.
Yeah.
It's fall.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, home warranties, they're good for little things, but major things, just make sure you have that house fund set aside.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See, wise definitely. Words from wise soul touch.
Yeah. Have you started house hunting yet?
So we've started looking, like right now we're going through like all the apps, looking at like, open houses, but we haven't actually gone to an open house or to view a home yet. That's coming up now that by the time it hits October, that's kind of like our goal, to start looking at different houses.
Okay. So another hint, do as much online searching as you can and narrow down like 3, 4, 5 that you are definitely interested in. Because I know people they go out there and they drive and they do like 10, 15 open houses, and they losing hair, they're depressed, they're smoking, drinking, and as much online as you can.
Okay, because that's what we've been doing. Like every time we send each other something. So we've been like, we made a list of things that we're looking for, things that are like hard stops, things, because we figured once we're out of here, we want to go somewhere where we're just going to be there for the rest of our lives. If the kids are going to take it, if we ever have to resell it, just something that's of value for all of us. And there's so many stops for me. Like I was like, I need my own bathroom because I'm tired of y'all coming in the bathroom and messing my stuff up. Y'all not allowed. I will put a lock on my door. Right. You cannot go to the bathroom. No, use your own bathroom. I also want like a lot of space because I do like planting things. Like I want to grow like you have like your own like apple trees and all this other stuff. Like, so I do want a lot of land. So we've been looking at that, which just means, going a little further away from New York, which is fine. We also got to think about transportation. So all of these things we've been looking up, and that's what we're like basing what we're finding. And it's so far it's been looking really good.
That's good.
But I am very
however,
picky. I know. However, thus, hence my both. I am very, very picky. So there are things that he'll send me and he's like, yo, this place looks great. And I'm like, nah, X, next. He's like, yo, we have like 4 in the running right now. And I'm like, so? I was like, I'm sorry.
It's not about quantity, it's about quality, bro.
Quality. Right. So he's just like, all right. So let's see.
Yeah. And make sure you have a nice layout. That's essential. And one of the things that I made sure I did not have to deal with was homeowners association.
Oh, like within like the community, like communities and stuff like that?
Yes,
See,
I
I
did
don't
not.
do nice. I don't do well playing with others when it comes to like I barely do it here
Right.
in the building, and they're very nice, and I've been here for very long, and now I'm like, like floor captain, because we
Yeah.
don't really have like it's not a co-op or a condo or anything, but because the building is so old, we have so many elderly who have actually taken it upon themselves, to take care of the building.
Right. Yeah.
We do have like a tenants association,
Mhm.
and I just became like a floor captain, so I'm getting like my first inside look. So the tenants association, I'm like, y'all giving me too much power. I feel like Kanye right now. No one man should have all this power. Kanye said it. So I'll be walking around like, hey, how you doing? I swear I'm on the floor like, hey, how you guys doing? How's work? Awesome. Have a good day. And my husband's like, if you don't get your ass inside this house right now, I'm like, what? I always put my hands up here. I'm like, what? I'm a floor captain, so I got to make sure.
So,
yeah,
my suspenders.
Right. I'm a floor captain, so if there's any problems, take my number.
Oh my goodness, you are too much.
He's like, yeah, you don't go home right now. Like, you just worked 12 hours.
Oh my God.
Like, I gotta do my duty. It is my job. But even here, I've always kept to myself, because that's just, I like doing that. I like coming home after dealing with everybody outside and just being in my own, little world. So I can't deal with like homeowners associations and funds and meetings and, the Jimmy moved down the block and his kids. I don't care about Jimmy or his kids. That's not my business. Leave me alone.
And this is my house, and I can do whatever I want with my house. I'm not waiting for a vote or permission.
Thank you.
Out of here with that.
If I want a fence around my stuff, I'm going to build a fence around my stuff. Don't you tell me I can't build a fence around my stuff.
And don't tell me what kind of fence I can build around my stuff.
Right.
Yeah. For the birds. For the birds. Yeah. Yeah. So, as far as podcasting, has your husband has been on as your husband, hasn't he?
He's been on there as my fiance.
Okay.
And he's been on there. Yeah. Once we got he's one episode in as my husband. Yes.
Okay. So, what is his overall take on podcasting? And with that, how was he as your fiance, and how was he as your husband on the podcast?
So I think it's the same. Him as my fiance, as my husband. The only thing is, I will tell you, he's a lot more like lovey-dovey on air now that he's my husband. He's like, oh my God, you're doing such great things. I love you. And I'm just like, thank you.
To the agenda.
I'm just like, but I asked you about about your favorite meal. What do you mean?
Oh,
I'm so proud of you. So it's to me, it's the same. I mean, he does love to show off his love towards me, and I love that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm blushing. But as far as podcasting, he enjoys being a guest on mine. He had actually a podcast a long time ago with his friends. Don't ask me about the name, because I do not remember, and I am so sorry if you're listening. But it was a while ago. I want to say the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
He had like his only thing of like him and all his best friends since junior high. And they just kind of stopped. But he's a photographer, so I think all this artsy and creativeness, he does enjoy it. But he likes to be behind the camera as opposed to me, who's always like,
right.
He's like, oh, okay. So, yeah.
All right. So, what are you most passionate about? Just overall, in general, life and all of that?
That's a hard question, because I find myself being passionate about a lot of things. And I'm one of those people that if I want to accomplish something, I'm definitely going to go for it. And I'm going to make sure that I accomplish it, only because I know it's going to make me happy. It's not like to really prove myself to anyone, but it's because I know I'm really going to enjoy it. It's going to make me happy. So like one of my passions for right now is I've always loved comedy. And I've always thought of myself as a really funny person, hit or miss. Some people are just like, whoa, that was a little too dark. Sorry. Sorry. That kind of came from a dark place. But it's